Hey everyone, my name is Charlie and today I want to talk about how you find the time to write when you work. I've started volunteering for the charity I now work for 8 years ago, and when I was leaving university a part-time job came up at one of their new shops and I applied and I got the job, and basically it is a job that is 3 days a week, 9 till 5, and at the time I only wanted 3 days a week because I had a book that was being looked at by a literary agent and he didn't reject the book until I'd already started doing these 3 days. I've always been focused on my writing and always known that I wanted to do something as a writer, so I thought a part-time job was the best way to do that. Obviously at my age it's probably the worst idea that you could ever have. What I should have done is worked 5 days a week or 7 days a week and gone at it from that angle and just worked every hour that God sent to try and earn enough money so that I could support myself so I could support myself as an adult and not be 24 and still living with my parents. But I'm a terrible human being and we've been through this already, so move on. On the days that I work, I write at night. I was writing the children's book when I first started working for the charity, and I would write that on my days off or when I was at home in the evenings, and then I had a book. It's very easy for me, but I also have had friends who are also writers who have worked 9 to 5 jobs Monday to Friday, gone home in the evening, written until bedtime, and then they finished books and they are still editing books and doing fantastic things. I know people who are traditionally published writers who have written in any spare hour that they had whilst working, and they've then gone on to get publishing contracts, and only now about 3 books into the business they're able to cut down their days, but they would still need to work to fund their lifestyle. Now I'm quite lucky in the fact that I self-published and I'm quite young and my rent is relatively cheap. Really, I'm the wrong person to be making this video, but you get it off me because I wanted to talk about writing when the mood takes you, because I feel like you hear a lot that people don't have time to write. When I've done author panels, it's one question you get: how do you find the time to write? A writer I know once got asked by a newspaper how she found the time to write when she had her husband and son living at home, and her reply was that her son was 27. There are people who will say, I don't have the time to write because I'm at work and then I go home to the family. And I have to admit, I have been one of these people who said that I can't find the time to write when I get home because you don't have time to wind down, because you get home, you start cooking for everyone, and then once you've done and you've fed them, you're finished, it's about 7 o'clock, and then you just want to decompress. And that's why I didn't, when I was doing some overtime earlier this year and when I was working, I tend to not write until 11 o'clock, and then I'd scribble out a few pages in bed and then put it away. And that's just what you've got to do. You've got to write when you can, and it's one of those things that if you want to write, you will write. I'm an incredibly lucky person at the moment, and circumstances could change and I would then have to find different times to write. When it comes down to it, when you don't know how to juggle work and writing, it's basically, if you want it enough, then you will work towards it. It's the same for every single profession, hobby or artistic thing within the world. You will work for it if you really want it that desperately. Sorry, not sorry about making this video, and if you got something from it, lucky you. I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, that is all.